Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it.
Video today. Is the Odyssey any good? I just watched the Odyssey just yesterday, and I will tell y'all, I genuinely loved it. I thought it was a great movie. Some people might disagree, but that's okay, so we're gonna talk about it.
Just got back from the Odyssey. The question,
W
is
Charlie,
it any
by the
good?
way?
The answer, yeah. I'd say it's very good.
I
I
thought
don't
it
think
was
it's
phenomenal.
a masterpiece. I don't think it's Nolan's best film.
Christopher
But it
Nolan.
was significantly better than I was expecting, that's for sure.
Oh, it
And
was a
to
great movie.
Pick apart the layers of that onion real quick. I was pretty vocal about how Nolan...
Wait. Actually, if y'all are in the stream in the TikTok live, can y'all go to the Twitch and just say hi YouTube for the YouTube video, please? Even if it's just two people, you know, it always boosts a little bit of stuff, you know what I mean?
Nolan is one of my favorite directors, but this one was looking like a bit of a miss for me because all the trailers seem to focus on just the heavy-hitting names. Look at this A-lister, and I bet
Yep.
you didn't expect, look at this A-lister,
Yep.
and wait a minute, we're going to subvert
was
your
a lot,
expectations. We got
actually.
another A-lister over here, and then you thought we didn't have more A-listers up our sleeves? Yes, we do, more A-listers. So, like,
It was kind of funny too because they actually had Tom Holland, Zendaya, Damon, a lot of actually really great actors were in there too. Yeah, let's go, Des. Say what's up to YouTube, bro. Nah, but I thought that the Odyssey was a great movie, bro.
trailers to me-
I thought all the actors did a very good job. And
felt like it
overall.
was really relying on just star power, which
Except for one, Agamemnon. I'll get
feel
on
like
more
it
on
would
him
just
later.
be kind of flat and hollow. I don't like when things just rely on the big draw, the big
Yeah,
names for
agreed.
it. I would always like more meat on the bones than that. And I'm happy to report after seeing it, it does not use them as like a crutch to carry a boring or uninspired
Exactly.
movie. And many of those large names don't play a big role in the film at
Let's
all. They were given
go.
like, I wouldn't say cameos because they're like, they're characters that you'll know by name if you're...
Wait, quick question. Have you guys seen the Odyssey, or are you guys planning on seeing the Odyssey? First off, because this is spoilers, most likely. Because I'm going to talk about the movie. It was very good. It was very good. I'm thinking about it, right? And I'm like, the Odyssey, they've already made the movie before. It's not an original film. But they really, really, really did good with the special effects, the practical effects. Like, everything about it was just such a fantastic movie that on all facets, like, I'm pretty surprised by the hate that it got.
familiar with the source material, but they don't have many lines or much screen time. For example, like, we're going to get into spoilers.
Tom
This is a big
Holland,
spoiler warning.
man, I don't want to talk to
Zendaya.
you.
Zendaya,
Well, man.
I think, has probably less than 10 lines.
Yes.
And maybe, like, 8 total scenes, all of which are, like, really quick.
Yep.
Where she is always sharing the screen.
What's
with
funny,
Odysseus,
too?
Matt Damon.
Zendaya, she was like, yeah, you've only seen clips. It's good though. I genuinely love that movie. But Zendaya, she like was only featured a couple of times, but when she was shown, her role was so impactful. Like the entire
So
figuring out like
Zendaya,
who she was at the end.
well,
it was great.
used as like
really
a
good.
big name draw to get asses in seats, is not a big presence in this film. Like, her character is Athena, obviously a very important character, but this film doesn't
Agua
like
fresca,
focus on
always
that
drink
or
water.
anything. So her role here wasn't huge, and that's true for so many of these characters. Like, example, Travis Scott, which was the
Bro,
most
did you not?
eye-opening.
Bro, Travis Scott was in the Odyssey, bro. Like, who genuinely went into the casting and like, bro, you know what would make this movie great? Travis Scott. Like Travis Scott was such a random person for them to add into the film, bro. It's actually kind of funny. Like, I was and apparently he was part of the music track too, helping with the music track. And I heard it and I was like, bro, they're gonna start playing Fiend or something, bro. Like, genuinely, I was like so surprised that Travis Scott was even a
Casting
part of this
decision.
film.
To me, Travis Scott actually only has 2 scenes.
He does.
Yet was prominently featured in the marketing material, so leading people like myself to believe that Travis Scott had like a big role in the film, which
It was just like a
he
big
does not.
flashy
Again,
name,
like, this
flashy,
is
you know.
true for so many characters and so many of the big names here. Elliot Page has maybe 4 scenes total. Like, the list goes on of all of these big names that have caused a big stir
It's kinda
leading up
funny,
to it, and
actually.
then in the actual film, they're not really in it all that much. But I am left confused, wondering why pay the millions upon millions of dollars
Hello,
to get,
Becca.
for example, Zendaya to read 8 lines and appear in a handful of scenes. That could have easily just been going to someone else, but I think the answer is pretty obvious. It's
Oh my
Nolan.
God,
Any
bro, I got
actor in the
baited.
fucking
I got
world
baited.
will do backflips for him if he asked. So he could get them, and it
I got
helps put
baited.
asses in seats with these big draws. Like, I get it, but again, for me, all of the trailers leading into that so heavily made
Alright,
me
bro.
feel like this might be a Nolan miss. Happy to say, it's really not. I think it's a really
But
good
no,
movie.
no, the Odyssey was a great
I'm gonna
movie.
rip the Band-Aid off and get my biggest complaint out of the way right out the gate here before really diving into the spaghetti and meatballs. There is one huge problem with this movie, and it's one that's plagued Christopher Nolan's, I wouldn't say entire career, because I only really started to notice it with his more recent
What is it?
films.
What is it, Moist?
The sound. Like, I don't
The
know.
sound?
Maybe Christopher Nolan has some hearing issues or something, so like it sounds amazing to him. But there are so many moments in this film, just like in Oppenheimer, where I literally couldn't understand what they were saying.
Very
because their
true.
words were drowned
Very
out by
true. There's this one scene in the movie where Odysseus and his crew were basically traveling. They're trying to get home. Poseidon, obviously, basically Poseidon is against the Spartans. Now, in the scene when like Zeus is striking lightning and the waters are rippling and everything, they are genuinely talking and you cannot hear shit. Like, you can't hear anything. You genuinely have to like squint your eyes and try to read their lips, and all you can make out is Poseidon, and then everything else like you have no clue what they're talking about. But besides that, though, like it's a great film. The sound design, I will say, like there are some scenes, and when lightning is flashing, bro, we're getting flashbang the whole time.
everything
You
else.
get flashbang the
There
whole
are just
time.
so many instances where the sound betrays a really good scene or sequence because it just gets like a jumbled mess or sounds like fucking flatulence through a walkie-talkie.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree.
I don't know. This has been a critique of Nolan's films for quite a handful of years now. It's something I pointed out in Oppenheimer as well. How does this keep getting through the Christopher Nolan patch notes? How has the sound not been fixed?
I need to work on my wordplay, bro. The way Charlie he has like these random like ways of explaining things, it's just too funny.
It is like the most consistent criticism, I feel, for Nolan's work. And it's still present. Like, is he doing it out of spite? Like, is he doing it on purpose, just sitting there giggling like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck with them again.
Yeah, bro.
We're gonna torture those eardrums and make you think you're taking crazy pills.
Oh, actually.
Like, I just don't understand, because surely someone in the pipeline here would, chirp up and be like, hey, this kind of sounds like shit here. Maybe we should, adjust it a little bit. But it just doesn't seem to be happening. Now, is it the biggest deal in the world? No. Like, it's just there are quite a few instances.
I will say, if you've been in the game for this long, though, and you've received the same complaints for the same things, wouldn't you want to, like, adjust it just a little bit, Like, just a quick tweak? Because if you ain't tweaking, right, then... I mean, that granted, Christopher Nolan, he's a multi-millionaire director. Like, he's got it, and he can make any film that he wants to. But,
Instances in this
just
movie
some adjustments here and there.
where it's very hard to hear what is being said. Like,
Get into it, Charlie. Get into it.
upsetting. It doesn't. I will say it doesn't ruin any of the scenes. Like I said, it just does
Charlie.
take a little bit of the investment out of a couple of sequences when you don't know what the fuck they said.
Facts.
So like, it's. I don't love that it's still a problem, but it doesn't by any means ruin the film or anything close to that.
Yeah.
Boy,
the film was
Nolan,
fantastic.
if you don't mind me spitballing a little idea here, I'd say you spruce up that sound mixing. It would help tremendously in a lot of instances here. Anyway, though, I really appreciate the spectacle of this film being so grand in scale, and they didn't just rely on shitty half-baked CGI to achieve it. They did a lot of on-location shooting, practical effects.
There was a lot of practical effects.
Sets, real props. Like, they really did commit to making this look
It was
as,
fantastic.
like, real as possible
It was
without
genuinely
just
fantastic
going
as a
the
movie.
very easy, very generic CGI route. Now, of course, there is still some CGI in it, but a lot less than you'd expect, and I already know a lot of people are going to get things wrong when it comes to what they point out as being bad CGI. I can already see it happening. Like the Cyclops, for example. The Cyclops is actually a animatronic puppet that they used.
Really?
Now, obviously, there's going to be touch-ups with the CGI, but it is like a physical thing.
I need to
there
see.
for, like,
I
the
actually
entire
genuinely need to
Cyclops
see what the
sequence.
Cyclops looked like.
That's very impressive.
The
and something
Cyclops.
that I feel.
All right, let me show you what the Cyclops looked like. Okay, because I genuinely thought that this thing was like all CG. Cyclops Odyssey. Hold up. Wow, can't spell. This is what the Cyclops looked like. Dang! So they genuinely use like a giant puppet. Hold up. Like, look at this, bro. This is genuinely the puppet that they use. Like, this thing is crazy. They made this giant puppet right here, and wow. See, like, something like that, the practical effects that you use for that, that's insane. That's genuinely, like, mind-boggling to me. They did a fantastic job with that.
A lot of Hollywood these days, because CGI is so much cheaper and faster.
It is.
So I really appreciate bucking that trend to be more practical, even on something of that size.
Practical effects will always be like
and
the
I think it looks
thing.
great here. I think the entire sequence with the Cyclops is very tense, very well shot, really builds tension in a very, very unusual way for Nolan, to the point where it almost like teeters on like a horror movie scene.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, not like the best horror movie ever. Like, it's nothing.
There were some very horrific parts of it, though.
In terms of its composition there.
Cersei was
still
scary.
Very effective in the way that it was utilized, and it made for a very satisfying experience with the Cyclops and watching Odysseus and his men have to navigate that. Mm-hmm. They go to their next wacky and wild adventure. Like, I really appreciate the scale of it and just how great the adventure felt to go on. It's mainly a film about Odysseus and his men trying to get home. Of course, you still have the other elements at play, like with his son,
right,
and what's going on at home with Penelope and the suitors. That's all still there, but the bulk is you're following Odysseus and his men after their hard-fought.
This was a 3-hour movie, mind you. This was a 3-hour movie, and they literally encapsulated everything perfectly. Like, from beginning to end, they were able to get everything done perfect. I thought it was an amazing movie. Now, granted, the way that they start the movie out, I didn't know that it was a 3-hour movie when I walked in there, right? So the way I thought it would be like an hour and a half, 2 hour, right? So when they started out the way it did, I was like, wow, they're gonna have to do a lot of stuff really fast. Like, what's going on right here? But then, like, they genuinely were like really, like, they genuinely took their time with it, and it was a 3-hour long movie. Thankfully, I didn't drink too much like water or soda, bro. Like,
victory
I would have been pissing
after
halftime.
So long away from home, they now are on this grueling voyage to make it back, and along the way, keep getting lost and encountering new obstacles, new terror, even magic. And the magic, I thought, maybe would have come across cheesy or something here, but it doesn't. I think they do a great job of keeping it grounded, and I appreciate that they didn't shy away from just having the gods like directly involved in the story. And now it's not to like the same level as in the Odyssey itself, like Athena.
Athena was a
but
great,
they are still here, not just in like name and spirit, but like they are present in a couple of instances, which I thought added to it. Now, I will say, since we spend most of this movie following Odysseus and what he's experiencing with his men, you're going to get real cozy watching Matt Damon's performance here. And
Matt Damon did fantastic.
I don't think he actually gets a whole lot of flexing of his acting chops until like the last 45 to an hour of this film. For the
It was a lot of setup in the beginning.
I would say he mainly exists in a state of stoicism. He is someone who is like directly communicating with the gods and trying to lead his men to the best of his ability to keep them alive by all means necessary. And he does a good job of showing like how much his men mean to him and how badly he wants to get.
Honestly, that's the thing that was so BS about the Odyssey was Odysseus genuinely was like, bro, I want to bring y'all back home, but y'all won't listen to me, bro. The scene between the whirlpool and the other monster and the sun god's cattle and everything, bro. I was like, bro, Cersei literally told you that these men are going to kill or like die because they're dumb. Like, that was the whole thing that was so silly, because they genuinely like they did not give a single care about Odysseus's prophecy that he was given, and they saw the dead. Like, they saw them. Why would you not want to listen to what Odysseus is trying to do? If Odysseus tells you to do something, you gotta do it. But in the end, here I knew Odysseus was the only one that was gonna survive. We all knew this, and it's unfortunate. But yeah,
but for the most
they should have skipped the cattle. They should have skipped the cattle and just went past it.
He doesn't really have a whole lot of like big acting.
Yo, what's good, Paulito?
There's a lot of action, which is great.
Paulito was good, bro. Hope y'all having fun, bro. I hope y'all have fun shooting pool, bro.
Like the battle in Troy, like after the Trojan horse, as well as some of the other encounters that they go through. Like, it's a lot of, and then just trying to keep the crew alive, and in doing so, there's just not a whole lot of, you know, demand for an extraordinary performance from him. I would actually say his crew had like a lot more to showcase in that regard. And that's not like, you know, a point against Matt Damon or anything, because I think that's kind of what they were.
We try next week. Try next week.
We are following this journey through his eyes. It's not so much like analyzing Odysseus as much as it is just trying to watch him get him and all of his men home. So it's not like diving super deep into it until the end. And at the end, I think he does a good job with the
this movie was fantastic,
of trying to get home and then dealing with the conflicted feelings about really not wanting to get actually because of what his victory in Troy meant for the future of the world, symbolically about the abolishing of civilized society, because he used a trick, this deception that goes against the morals of men in order to achieve that victory with the Trojan horse, this gift that turns out to actually be not a gift, but their own demise.
I agree.
So, like, I think it tackled some...
Hold up. I also did want to mention the fact that they went into that whole idea of the Trojans receiving the gift from the Spartans, right?
Fatality.
We gotta follow. Who this? Nah, Kayla, I appreciate you for the follow. Welcome in, welcome in. Nah, but I think that the fact that the Odyssey really talked about like Zeus's law and talking about how, you know, they broke the law by literally giving them a gift, which was the Trojan horse, right? We all know about the Trojan horse, right? Like the Trojan horse being this gift that the Spartans gave to the Trojans, right? And then obviously the Spartans were hiding inside, and then they used that opportunity to just solo everybody, right? Like, and the scene for the Odyssey 2 is just like, dang, like they were slaughtering the Trojans, bro. Like anyone who knows their Greek mythology and the Greek, you know, like they know about what happened. But the way that they showed the scene, they talked about it, how it was a gift to them and they broke man's law, Zeus's law. Like that was crazy. I genuinely just thought you had a big tongue at first. You're good, Kayla. No worries. You're good.
Pretty big ideas, and I don't think it really stuck.
Kayla, did you watch the Odyssey by chance?
Perfectly at the end, but I think it did it well enough, and Matt Damon did a good enough job that I think it still hit. I think it was better
great.
at the emotional beat of a husband reuniting with his wife after so long.
Wait,
and
do you?
Penelope having gone through so...
What do you mean, do I? Like, do I have a white tongue? What do you mean? Do I have a big tongue? I don't know. Big is subjective, I suppose.
so much herself back at home in his absence. So the point I'm making is, even though you follow Matt Damon for most of the film, I don't think anyone's going to be like fucking blown away by his
Can I reach my chin or nose?
It wasn't...
Wait, what? I can't, you know, I can't like... Hold up. Can I reach my chin or nose with my... Kinda. Not really. Dang. What do you mean, dang? That's the... What? Okay, bro.
Really demanding anything beyond him.
Kahi, why you say, oh shit? Kahi, bro, get out, bro. Get out. My tongue... No, you cannot see my tongue again. What? Are we crazy?
No. Stoic leader.
That is false.
But this isn't going to be like an Oppenheimer situation where like,
bruh,
the main character we follow is like a fucking...
Seeing my tongue is a one-time thing,
like,
dog.
Wow, that was unbelievable acting. And I just wanted to make a mention of that because I think following Oppenheimer, people probably have that expectation here. And I don't think that that's what you're going to get. And I don't think that's what it was going for.
Nah, but...
No, that's not to say that the performances in here aren't like great, because there definitely are some standouts. And like I said, I think Matt Damon did a good job with the role. I think Matt Damon did a fantastic job. What he needed to for the character. I also think Robert Pattinson did a really great villain here.
Bro, Robert Pattinson killed his role, bro. Like, Robert Pattinson was like a freaking GOAT of the movie. He plays a really good villain. I will say, Robert Pattinson plays a very good villain. He did a fantastic job. Villain,
but him in particular, I thought did stand out. But I'm also just a big Robert Pattinson fan. I think he really just goes like fucking hog wild, trying to put his best foot forward for every role he gets, and it shows. And not just him, but I also think Anne Hathaway did a really good job as Penelope. So I do think there were good performances here. I don't want to give you the idea that, you know, all the A-listers here phoned it in.
Everybody did a fantastic job.
Now, Something that I feel is very lackluster here, and it's something that I think was pretty obvious from the trailers, the writing. Some of the lines just feel super out of place in this setting. Now, first and foremost, I've said this from the very beginning, I don't care if the armor's not time period accurate, where Agamemnon has like fucking, he's got like RoboCop armor. He's got,
He
like,
does,
some
bro.
Terminator shit.
Bro, my dad literally said that Agamemnon's armor looked like freaking real steel, bro. Real steel. And I thought about it. I was like, bro, Agamemnon was overly ore farming this entire film, bro. Every single time, from the gate opening up and he's just standing there menacingly from when he was in the dead, and then he just slowly goes out of place. Like, bro, Agamemnon was overly ore farming this entire film, but I thought the armor was fantastic. I know that people wanted something more gritty and more like, you know, real, like real life type, but bro, Agamemnon's armor was fire. I thought the Trojans' armor was freaking cool. Like everything, I thought everything about the
That's
costumes
something
were
you'd see as like a high level
fantastic.
armor piece in like an MMO. Like, that is obviously not realistic by any means, but that doesn't bother me so much because this is based on a fictional story. This is not real events that happened.
That's what I'm saying. It's
there
like,
wasn't
it's Greek
actual
mythology.
Odysseus that fucking fought a Cyclops or anything.
Facts.
If you are bothered by it not being like historically accurate, I'm not your fucking dad. You can have that opinion. That doesn't. That's totally fine. For me personally, I didn't care because they weren't trying to make like a fucking documentary on Odysseus, the real
it wasn't
guy
a documentary.
who lived,
it was like
or
a real
anything
cool
like that.
film.
It is just about a fictional story.
It was a
so I
fire
don't mind
film.
him giving it his own creative flair. And
Hey, I'm gonna just say Agamemnon was the Piccolo of this freaking movie, bro. Get out of here, freaky boy, boy. Get out of here, bro. Nah, but Agamemnon was overly ore farming this entire film, bro. If you look up the definition of ore farming, you will see Agamemnon's name first thing.
in terms of the visuals
Agamemnon,
and the armor that
Piccolo, me.
they were wearing or the ships they were embarking on, that didn't bother me. But what did bother me is the way he chose to write these characters. I think the dialogue in many instances holds a lot of this film back. Like, and what do I mean by that? It's very jarring when you're watching Tom Holland talk about his dad to, you know, the people around him, like, where's dad at? Where is dad? I want to know my dad. Right. I don't know. Like, that does jump out in the context of this film. And it's not just Tom Holland. That's just the most notable example. Every character talking, like, with modern sentences just conflicts with the tone the movie sets.
It should be like, where's father? You know, father and such. You know, it would make more sense. It would make more sense for the film.
Where it exists.
At least that's what people thought. I did not care, honestly. Like, they said that was Americanized. I didn't really care about it. I thought it was great. It was good, Felix. It was good.
Now, I'm not saying...
New phone, who this? Hello? Yeah, what's up, buddy?
It needed to go, like, to old-timey, you know, Finnegan's Wake type shit, but at least giving it something that feels more powerful. So when you're having lines or intense moments, and you hear a character say something just very modern, honestly, in it.
Hold up.
It just
in the morning time.
I don't know. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't.
Because I got work from 4 to 9, bro. Post that shit. I got you, buddy. I got you.
It is something that I think, like I said, holds it back in a few cases.
You're not going to go to work tomorrow.
A lot of the emotional investment, especially.
You don't want that money.
I think they do a good job bringing it all together. But yeah, I think a lot of this would have been improved if they didn't marry themselves to just, we're doing modern English in this time period.
Yeah, OT.
Fuck it. I just think it would have hit harder because a lot of the lines and
the
dialogue I just don't think works super well. And it's because of that jarring juxtaposition of the time period and what we're watching.
Let me finish this video first.
What we know from the Odyssey versus what we're hearing with the lines.
The scoreboard doesn't matter.
Another thing I want to make a mention of is the action, because I think the action in this film is done really well. And I think there's a good amount of action.
I agree.
About as much as I would have expected for an adaptation of the Odyssey. A lot of this is spent in more of a dramatic exploration of this journey with the Odysseus and his men, as well as like what's going on at home with the suitors, but like there is still action.
There is.
And I do think when it's there, it's done well. But I saw in some of the interviews, they really they were blowing a lot of smoke up people's ass about the size of the battles and such. So like I think it was Matt Damon talking about like if you see 1,000 people on screen, that means there was really 1,000 people there. But
not true. You know, if there's I mean, granted, that Trojan pulling scene, that one was pretty good. That one was pretty good because there like I'm kind of convinced that they probably had all those people there legit like pulling it. Like that's the thing. I legit think that they're genuinely pulling that. Because I mean, probably not with people inside of it, but you know, it looked like it was kind of like moving a bit. I'm talking about the Odyssey, the movie, the new movie, the Odyssey that came out. Like, pretty good, genuinely pretty good, bro. I thought it was a great movie, personally.
There's no battles like that in this film. Like there's nothing to that level. Like when they're in Troy,
Yeah,
you know, brutalizing the people of Troy.
yeah.
Like there's a lot of people there, but it's maybe like 20 at most on screen at any given time throughout all of
Facts.
the
This is
action
true.
sequences here.
For all the
biggest action
for all the
sequence
fights.
is like when they go to one of the islands and they encounter that man-eating giant race that's decked out in fucking what looks to be crystal armor from RuneScape.
Facts.
That is by far the biggest scale of an encounter, a skirmish. And
Yeah.
even then, I think it doesn't get more than like probably like
50?
30 to 50, somewhere
Yeah,
in
I'd
that
say 30 to
ballpark.
50 people.
And that's also where that trailer scene that everyone picked apart where Matt Damon says, "Let's go," comes from. In the context there, he's not giving like a rallying
He's not
charge.
saying.
Let's
He's saying, "Let's get
go,"
the
or
heck
anything
out of
like
here,
that.
bro." Every single time that Matt Damon, that the Odysseus and his men landed on an island, they had to haul booty out immediately, bro. Every single time they were hussing out, bro. The Cyclops. What really pissed me off about Matt Damon or about Odysseus? They escaped the Cyclops. And he still shot an arrow. Like, what was the point of this, bro? That was one. Number two, genuinely, Cersei, not Cersei. Was it Cersei? Yeah, Cersei. Oh my god, the witch scene, scary. Okay. The freaking diamond armor giant dudes who literally brutalized them, and the trees were moving to close in on them. Cheating, by the way. Home field advantage. Who else? The freaking underworld, they ran away at least 6 times, and I'm sure in Greek mythology they ran away multiple times. That's all I'm gonna say. They
He's
ran
telling his men,
a
"We gotta get the
lot.
fuck out of here and get."
They were getting their butts handed to them the
shit.
whole
They're
time.
running away from the man-eating giants, and that's the biggest fight. I think it's a great fight. Like I genuinely think they did a great job
They even had to run away when they were in the sea, bro. Like all of
showing
it.
that battle and just how outmatched, outnumbered, and just outclassed they were. But I think with the interviews, they maybe got a little too lost in the sauce with how big those kind of things were. Because on screen, maybe it was different in person, but on screen, it's definitely not 1,000. It's
Nah.
probably not 100
Not
either.
1,000.
It is still big, but not to that level.
It was big scale.
So I wanted to just set the record straight up.
Maybe 1,000 people in the Troy scene, possibly, but per scene, nah, it was about like 50.
That. But yeah, I'll stop blabbering about it for too much longer here. Overall, I think it's a very good film.
It was a
that
fantastic
is
film.
held back by a handful of things that prevent it from being a great masterpiece tier movie. There's a
What would make it a masterpiece? I would say the sound design, right? So, I mean, it was pretty loud. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was pretty loud. Sound design, or sound mixing, audio. Writing for sure was something that a lot of people argued about. And I don't know. I mean, I thought the pacing of the movie was fantastic. I thought that the costumes were fantastic. The special effects, the practical effects were amazing. So I personally would give it the movie a 10 out of 10. That's me personally. But if I was being realistic, most likely like a 7 out of 10. Just so
lot
that
to
it's not
like about
perfect.
it. And
Yeah.
I know that this movie's already cemented itself in the online internet discourse, the drama. People have already made their minds up to hate it for a variety of reasons.
It's not necessary.
That's entirely up to you. You're welcome to do that. I didn't fucking make the movie. I don't care.
Felix, I appreciate you for the rose, bro. I appreciate that. I see. Now I can find not a rose toy. Why did you say that? Now I don't want roses anymore. That's, bro. Stop sending roses. Yo, stop spamming the roses, bro. No. Yeah, end up at 32. All right, I do not want rose toys from you, bro. Thank you, though, Felix. No, all jokes aside, I appreciate that.
If you see it or not, I think the movie is good, and it does.
I don't hate you. I want you to die. No, that's completely the opposite. Completely opposite. I love you, Brody. I appreciate you.
It's what a lot of
You the
people say they want in movies more often. Something
the goat,
that people
Brody.
are constantly mentioning when it comes to like Hollywood blockbusters. It goes
Bro, Felix, Becca was back earlier too, bro. By the gods, bro. Becca was back. She was getting freaky again earlier. She's scary, bro. Like she's scary. Bro, I'm genuinely scared of her.
for practical effects. It goes for real on location
You should have been
filming,
there. Yeah, bro.
which is a very old school way of delivering big spectacle films that just feels lost in the modern day and age. So that was a breath of fresh air that they were willing to do these big
Alright, I got you,
puppets
Felix.
like the Cyclops or the ships. Even if you don't like the ships not fitting into the actual historically accurate period, the fact that they're willing to do like the ships, the physical location, and doing so much practically, I think is just admirable, and I think it looks great in the film. And it's something that this industry desperately needs more of instead of just endless fucking CGI slop
Yes,
fest
I
garbage.
agree.
So yeah, anyway, that's really about it.
What was that? Do you want me on here or Twitch? It doesn't matter, bro. All I'll say is that on Twitch, you'll be able to message and you'll see it on the YouTube video. And here it's I know there's no ads for you guys. That's what I'll say. It's up to you, bro.
So, yeah.
Bro, W video. But yeah, like I said, final thoughts about it. Odyssey was a great movie. I thought the Odyssey was a fantastic movie. Like, all jokes aside, every single time that they did something, like whether it was the effects or it was the movie itself, the storytelling, Matt Damon killed it, Tom Holland killed it, Anne Hathaway always kills it, bro. Like, everything here was good. Appreciate you, Felix. Yeah, but besides that though, I appreciate y'all. Hey, join up in the Discord. Join up. Follow up on Twitch. Follow up on Instagram. Follow up on the TikTok. All right. Well, maybe we'll get a Twitter. Should I get Twitter? We'll see. All right. But yeah, definitely join up in that Discord. You'll get all the notifications and references. I bet. Peace out. SFSM forever. What? Oh, we got a sub too. I appreciate you, Ball Liquor. Hey, Ball Liquor. I appreciate that, bro. What kind of Twitter? I don't know. We'll figure it out, Brody. We'll figure it out. Yeah, let's go. Honestly, I don't even need y'all to sub, but if you want to sub, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you, Felix. One of what's kind of funny though is you subbed up when I'm just about to end stream.